Hey guys, my name's Max. Thanks for being here. My channel's name is The Covered Caller. I covered the high yield ETF space, and I also covered the option strategies that drive those high yield ETFs. Today I'm going to be talking about the uber successful ETF, income oriented ETF from X Funds. The ticker is BLOX, BLOX. This thing has gone from no assets under management in early June when it came out to more than 130 million assets under management. This thing's successful and popular. Stick around and we'll get right in the middle of it. All right, guys, so we're going to do an update on BLOX. Is it still worth it? All right, BLOX is from Nicholas Crypto, or it's really from X Funds, the same company owned by a guy named David Nicholas, or he's the founder. He's been on the channel before, smart guy. So BLOX launched June 17th. So it's a brand new player in this ETF space, the high yield space. But it's designed for investors who want crypto exposure, but they want to combine it with weekly income without having to directly own cryptocurrency. So far, it's paid nearly 9% and it's just been here 4 months. I mean, that's amazing, right? Just over 4 months, like 4 months and a couple of days, 4 months and 7 days. Pays weekly, so it pays weekly distributions. You almost have to nowadays to be competitive. Has about 130 million under management right now. All right, so BLOX uses a 3-leg equity strategy. So it's a 2-leg equity strategy, but then they add an option on top of it. So it's 3 legs altogether. Leg number 1 is the crypto-related equity. So with 2/3 of their AUM, they buy companies, and they actually hold the shares that are in the DeFi, mining, crypto asset type business, a trading business like Coinbase, Robinhood, infrastructure, whatever. These are their holdings right now. Their holdings right now are stock holdings, are Galaxy, IREN, Riot, Hood, Hut, Cypher, Coinbase, Taiwan Semiconductor, NVIDIA, Mara, MicroStrategies, CoreWeave, BitMine Immersion, Circle, and they own a little money market. And as you can see, the companies they invest in don't have to be directly in the crypto business. I would, they could be adjacent crypto, like Taiwan Semi and NVIDIA are more adjacent, where something like Mara, it's literally a miner, or BitMine Immersion is literally a miner. So that's what they do with 2/3 of the portfolio. The other 1/3 is these 3 assets down here at the left: HODL, FBTC, and ETHA. These are ETFs that invest in crypto. All right, and then leg number 3 is they put an option overlay on, and they have 2 different kinds of option overlays. They use an option overlay for the stocks, and they use a separate option overlay for the crypto assets. On the crypto assets, they sell call spreads. On the stocks, they sell put spreads. But even though it sounds like it's opposite, and it is in some sense, they're just 2 different ways that to pull a little yield off an asset you own. So far, they've been real successful at it. Some people have mentioned because they sell call spreads on part of their portfolio and put spreads on the other part of their portfolio, the whole portfolio is kind of like a big iron condor formation. And kind of in a broad philosophical sense, you could say that. All right, now let's see how BLOX is done. This is a beautiful chart from stocktools.app. And right here, it's just showing BLOX just throttling LFGY. BLOX is the line in green, and the other lines are all right together, but it's just killing LFGY. Reinvested, not reinvested, it doesn't matter. And LFGY has very similar stocks, and it's a good company. We'll look at some returns here in a second, but BLOX was up 17% just in September. One time when I checked, they're up 50.99% inception to date right now. I mean, and they've been paying those weekly distributions. They're tax efficient. They're beating the SPY. They're beating the Qs. Let's look at this. Okay, so you saw the stocktools.app chart, It's a lot better looking than this, but let's just look at BLOX versus some other funds that invest in similar type assets. We'll try SEPI, which is a great fund. SEPI, I don't have any problems with SEPI. Heck, SEPI's up 22% in the same time BLOX is up 50. But I mean, SEPI's not doing bad, but BLOX is just leaving it in its dust. And we could also look at BLOX versus ULTY. Not exactly the same type funds. ULTY doesn't do all crypto. ULTY just, but it's another fund that is also a fund that everyone likes and a fund that's on the more adventuresome side. Let's just say that. Well, BLOX is saying, I got all the adventure you guys want right here, ULTY. You know, BLOX is throttling ULTY too, and ULTY's no slouch at all. Look at BLOX compared to the Qs. I mean, the Qs have had they're up 14% in 4 months. I mean, the Qs are on pace to be up 43% in the course of a year at the rate they've been going since BLOX has been out. And BLOX has got them more than doubled. I mean, tripled, more than tripled. It's amazing. BLOX is an amazing success so far. Is it going to continue to be? We'll see. Here's the thing that I like about BLOX the more. My assistant, talks about tax efficiency and beating the market, and all this stuff is great. What I like about it, my favorite thing about BLOX is the management, the active management. David Nicholas has an investment committee, and I believe they meet on Mondays, and they aren't afraid to move stocks in and out of here on a weekly basis. IREN didn't used to be in this portfolio. I'd say about a month ago, it showed up in the portfolio, and I'd only heard about it once or twice, and it's been a great pick. IREN has done great over the past month. Ditto with Cypher. I've never heard of Cypher. I maybe heard about it once, maybe, but then all of a sudden, I'd say 2 weeks ago, or maybe a month ago, it shows up in BLOX also, and it's done really well. And I want to dig a little bit deeper down on Cypher, because it's not only the moving the stocks in and out that David Nicholas at X Funds and his investment committee is talented at. And the guys that are actually trading this are over at they're the same guys that trade all the yield max stuff. But David directs them. David tells them what to do. But David, what I like about him is the other day when the market looked like it was going to crash, he hedged. He's not afraid to hedge. The prospectus says that they can pretty much do anything that they want. It leaves the options open for the different option strategies they can have. Well, the day that the market looked like it would, the day the market did crash, when it was down 3-4%, the market, and then it looked like it might continue for a few days. Everyone was really worried about the market. Not David. He gets out here and he slaps an overlay on top of his overlay. So they own Cypher. They have shares. I think it's 300,000. They have, or something close to that. They have lots of Cypher shares. Or Cypher shares, I'm sorry, not Cypress. And they have their standard put spread, lightning spread, whatever you want to call it, to generate income. But on top of that, they put another three-legged spread that's a collar. And they've collared the whole thing where they basically locked out a lot of downside. They basically sold 2 puts that were basically at the money, and they use the money from the sold puts that were at the money to buy an out of the money put. It's a collar. That's a collar right there. So they've collared the stock. They're extremely aggressive now about protecting assets, which is wonderful. As it turned out, the market didn't crash and Cyphers kept going up, but it's not like they gave up all their upside. You can see their profit and loss on the trade. They still have a little upside. They still have Cypher shares, but we didn't have to worry about if it turned into a big crypto winner or something. If this stock was gonna, if this position was going to cost BLOX a lot of money. So I like the combination of their stock picking, the stocks they're using, and also the options that they're putting on top of it. And there's a lot more examples I could give than that. David also, at the end of last week, also hedged in some other ways by moving the put spreads around, and he de-risked and did a good job. as good as could be expected, avoiding a lot of the damage last week. I'm going to link to this in case you guys want to see this, and there's all kinds of good stuff in here that you guys might like, but we've covered all this before. I'm not going to go into this on this video, but this article might help you. I sure hope it does. I will definitely link to it, but I just wanted to give you my thoughts on the active management, show you the collar that they put on, and talk about some of the things that I really appreciate about BLOX. I'm trying to think. It's probably my third biggest holding right now. I just added it into the portfolio about 2 weeks ago, and I've been very happy with this so far. The only thing I've been unhappy with is that I didn't buy it sooner. All right, guys, you have a wonderful day. This is Max from Hill Country. I'll talk to you later.